The reason behind this to bring is there that we have to go through all the concerning things, all the broad things related to our subject. So this is the newest policy of 21st century, first policy of 21st century on education, a important document that we have to go through in depth, because from here and there anyhow question will be asked from this NEP 2020. See, very first I want to tell you, they have divided the education policy into new education policy NEP 2020 into 4 major parts. Okay, 4 major parts. Very first they have school education, higher education. Up to these 2 parts we have to study very well. Okay, anyhow school education is very important. If you can't reach up to the last 66 page number, then also we have to go through school education. What are the recommendation for the school education? Then after that, see, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. They have divided into part 4 in 3. At least in the 3 they have given, they studied all the what was the problem in the prevailing system, and what are the changes that we want, and they have recommended all those changes. And after that, in the last part, they have mentioned how we will make it done. What are the procedures that we are supposed to adopt to do this, all these things. So very first I told you, see, whatever this is one of the competitive exam. Who was the prime minister at that time, who was the education minister at that time, along with that, what are the major members of this policy that we have to go through, that I have written, I will tell you. So in this document, this is also a kind of homework. Please do write in the comment sections who was the education minister of that time and the major member of this policy. Very first is their school education. School education, they have started from early childhood care and education. Then after that, foundation literacy and numeracy and urgent and necessary prerequisite. After that, third is there curtailing dropout rates and ensuring universal access to education at all levels. Then curriculum and pedagogy in school learning should be holistic, integrated, enjoyable and engaging. Then after that, teachers, how the teacher should be there for these levels. Then equitable and inclusive education, learning for all, efficient resources and effective governance through school complexes or clusters. Then 8th one is standard setting and accreditation for school education. Up to here very important from the perspective of our exam. Then after that, higher education, if someone can go through the higher education also. Then quality university and college, a new and forward-looking visions for higher education, institutional restructuring and consolidation towards a more holistic and multidisciplinary education, optimal learning environment and sports for students, motivated, energized and capable faculty, equitable and inclusive in higher education, teacher education, reimagining vocational education. Then catalyzing quality academic research in all fields through a new nation resource foundation, transforming the regulatory system of education. Then after that, effective governance and leadership for higher education. This is also important. Then after that, other key areas of focus: professional education, adult education and lifelong learning, promotion of Indian language, art and culture, technology use and integration, online and digital education, ensuring equitable use of technology. Then 4th part, along with that, along with school education, we have to go through, we have to read neatly the strengthening the Central Advisory Board of Education, very important, we have to go through. Then after that, financing affordable and quality education for all, implementation. Up to here, this last part also, making it happen. What are the powers, what are the other things they have done relating to making it happen, what are the recommendations are there, how we will fulfill, what are the strategies we will adopt to do all those things, that is given in the 4th part that we have to go through. Okay, then introduction. If we will go through the introduction, what do you mean by this policy here? Okay, what they have given, very important. They can ask Education, they told, education is a fundamental for achieving all human potential, developing an equitable and just society, and promoting national development. Providing universal access to quality education is the key to India's continued ascent and leadership on the global stage in terms of economic growth, social justice and equality, scientific advancement, national integration and cultural preservation. They told why education is important for all those things, to making India a world's third largest economy, like that. We are in between. They have written, I have gone through so many times this education policy. They have written how we are going to have a very youngest population of the world. So for that we need education. We want to make our country a adult nation. For that we need a strong education system. Then after that we have to make our country a third largest economy. We need education. See, in this policy they have written again and again learner. They have again and again they have written the knowledge. They have written main focus is on the learner, and make the child learn how to learn. Okay, learning, I am giving you, read this NEP 2020. But along this, what are the strategies and what are the technique that you go through, that you can go through and grasp this document that is mentioned in this policy. Okay, learner and knowledge, both things they have focused again and again, and they told how to make the child learn how to learn. This is also very important focus in this National Education Policy 2020. Moreover, that they have focused on the SDG 4. SDG 4, according to means Sustainable Development Goal 4. What is that? That is there to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. By 2030. See, first we had Millennium Development Goal. After that we developed Sustainable Development Goal. We have 17 goals, but in the 4 they have mentioned what is that goal. That goal is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all by 2030. So they can ask which SDG they have focused in NEP 2020. So they have focused on the SDG 4, or they can ask what is the SDG 4. They will give 3-4 options. One will be the correct. So what is the SDG 4? Ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunity for all by 2030. See, if you have enough time, you are studying well in advance, so better you go through the SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, that are 17 in number. If someone has cracked the NET exam, then we have to go through the Millennium and Sustainable Development Goal both. But for preparing this exam also, better you go through the Sustainable Development Goal, that are 17 in number. So our education policy, we are also promoting the SDG 4. India has adopted SDG Sustainable Development Goal in 2015. After that, in introduction, that is enough. SDG 4 they have focused. And after that, National Education Policy 2020 is the first education policy of 21st century and aims to address the many growing development imperatives of our country. The policy possesses the revision and revamping of all aspects of education structure, including its regulation, governance, to create a new system that is aligned in the aspirational goals of 21st century education, including SDG 4, while building upon India's tradition and value system. The nation. Okay, the national education policy lay particular emphasis on the development of the creative potential of each individual. So each and every individual they have focused. After that, introduction, they have given the reference of our we were like that. We were having these Miss Patanjali, Pinani, this Gotama, all these, we can say, learn lurate we were having. On the basis of this, we have to look forward. They have given how the Sanskrit is important, how we have different, or all the languages are important, our culture is important, like that they have focused. Then previous policies everybody knows. The implementation of previous policies on education has focused largely on issues of access and equity. Okay, major focus on the previous educational policies were like that, on the access and equality. The unfinished agenda of the National Policy on Education 1986, modified in 1992, is appropriately dealt with in his policy. Within this policy, a major development since the last policy of 1986 and 1992 has been the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009, which laid down legal underpinning for achieving universal elementary education. Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan is also now Samagar Shiksha. Okay, why it is Samagar Shiksha? One more video I will bring on the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan and how we have now Samagar Shiksha. Like that we will go through. They told how the unfinished goal of 1986 that we have modified for the 1992 in 1992. After this we have only one major landmark in our education system, that is Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009. Then principle of this policy. What is the principle? This is very important that we have to learn. What is the principle? The purpose of education system is to develop good human beings capable of rational thought and action, possessing compassion and empathy, courage, resilience, scientific temper, and creative imagination. This is the principle. We have to develop a good human being that is capable of rational thought. We have to think. We have to think openly, not under the pressure of someone, not with the influence of someone. Rational thought and action, possessing compassion and empathy. We have to feel others' pain. Courage and resilience, scientific temper, and creative imagination with sound ethical moorings and values. It aims at producing engaged, productive, and contributing citizens for building an equitable, inclusive, and plural society as envisaged by our Constitution. How we have values we have in our Constitution, like that we have to develop in our education system too. Then, what are the fundamental principles? What are the fundamental principles? This was a kind of what is going to be in the principle they have given. Now, what are the... Hello and welcome all the prospective teachers. Hello friends. As we were discussing the sociological foundations of education, in between I brought National Education Policy 2020. The reason behind this to bring is there that we have to go through all